Hey, Todd Burrier here from toddburrier.com. And today in this little episode, I want to talk a little bit about the two different ways to build your team. And this is a pretty normal thing for people to grapple with because in general, right, you have your product or service, you have your offering, and then you have your opportunity, right? So if your goal is to build, more than a few $100s per month, and not be someone who's running all over town delivering products, etc., then you're going to build a team, right? I mean, that's just part of what you're going to do. The challenge is how you're going to do it, right? How are you going to do it? Because you're going to have to be intentional with that, and really you have a couple different paths, and you can follow all kinds of trainers and teachers, and they're going to talk about doing it this way or that way. And I'm not a this way or that way kind of guy. I believe that you need to follow your heart and work inside of the way that is right for you. And so what do I mean by that? Let's say that you just are absolutely in love with your products. You're in love with your products, but you want to build a team. So if you're in love with your products, the chances are good that you're less comfortable talking about the opportunity. Which to me, anytime you have something that's uncomfortable, that's an opportunity for personal growth. That means you should do it. But you don't have to do it as the way to build your business, right? You just have to understand how to use the product track to shift into the opportunity, right? So, and again, so it doesn't have to be either or, but you have to have both sides connected over time in order to build a team. Otherwise, you're going to have people that you've brought in on the products who love your products, they love your service, don't know there's an opportunity here. And if you think about the need, right, the need in the marketplace is great. The need in the marketplace is great for good products, good services, and it's incredibly great for ways for people to honestly create an extra income. That is a huge, huge need today. And so if you think about this, if you're really comfortable with your products or your service and you have no problem enrolling customers and building that part, you're building your customer base, you have to understand that the people in your customer base are people who also have financial needs. And so if you do not bring the opportunity to them, they certainly can't be a part of your team. Now, you're going to have situations where somebody falls so in love with your product or service that they come to you and say, boy, I'd like to work with this. That happens. It happens. But you can't build a business based on hoping something happens. You got to build a business intentionally, purposefully, right? So what happens more often is that if a person doesn't know there's an opportunity attached or doesn't really understand anything about the opportunity and they're looking for a way to create extra income, they may love your products or service, but someone else comes along and prospects them for something else and they get in something else, which doesn't even make sense because they would gladly do what you have, but you didn't tell them. I see this so much. And, because maybe it's a fear, maybe you didn't want to make them feel pressured, maybe you didn't want to blow them off as a customer, make them feel like, that you don't appreciate them. That's not an issue if you work the right way, right? If you treat people properly, then you're simply bringing them an understanding of what else there is for them, right? To think about your products as a doorway, right? They are a doorway to your community, a doorway to a greater relationship, right? That's how I look at someone's decision to buy, right? So the typical language in the marketplace around sales, right, is the close. I don't believe in the close. I believe in the opening of a new level of your relationship because this person has trusted you enough to take a step. And if they love your product, they're going to trust you even more because they've gotten value. So it's an ideal person to say, hey, I know you love the products. I'm expanding my team. This might not be for you, but how about we sit and have a cup of coffee and I share a little bit more about what's available here. That is so easy and so natural to do. And they can say, no, I'm good. I love the products. You're right. And but I'm not really interested in learning more. Okay, that's beautiful. I'm happy to serve you in that way, right? But a lot of people will say, sure, I'd like to find out more. That doesn't mean they're going to do it, but they are your best prospects. Your best prospects ever are someone who already is in love with your product or your service. I mean, if you think about it. So can you build a big team that way? Absolutely. I mean, it's highly duplicable because most people can be comfortable talking about the product or service. The other direction would be to be building your team by purely going with the opportunity as a lead. Does that work? Absolutely. But the first thing that you hear someone say is, well, but you need customers. Of course you do. Of course you do. But the beautiful thing about leading with your opportunity is that your product or service should be at the heart of that discussion, because if it's not, you really don't have much of an opportunity, right? If your opportunity is totally based on the money, you don't have something that's going to last. Money, no one's loyal to money, right? You have to have a product or service people would use whether they were doing your opportunity or not. Now you have something of lasting value. And so when you approach with the opportunity, people are going to learn about your products and services as part of that conversation. And so you will end up getting default customers. You will get people that say, I don't think the time is right for me, or but really, I like what I hear about this product, or that you're going to end up getting a lot of good customers. And so both of those styles will lead to doing both things. And the point is, they both work. Now, the difference might be in the opportunity approach as a direct thing, there's a little more rejection, right? Because people have more baggage around that. They have more self-baggage around that, right? Their belief that they can do something or that something will work out for them. They're carrying that in the conversation too. People don't have as many hang-ups around a product or a service. I mean, that's something they do all the time, right? They buy products all the time. They buy services all the time. And so they don't have the same kind of baggage relative to that. So the rejection is lower, right? The amount of people that say no is going to be lower when you have a product approach than it will be from a business approach. But you will build a team faster by using a business approach. That's just the truth. But again, you may build a customer base slower, right? So it's just you got to work within your strengths, and don't fall prey to someone pressuring you that you have to do a certain thing. It's your business. It's your business. You work in your strengths and what feels good for you. Again, if there's an area of discomfort that's valuable in your business, you do have to address that over time, because that's an opportunity for growth for you. And if your goal is to build a long-term business, you have to be able to teach both ways, right? You have to be able to lead both ways, and to do that authentically, you have to do both things. But one versus the other, doesn't matter. Work the way that you want to work, and it'll help you. And I address a lot of this in the Blueprint Process training that can really help you. But stay with your strength. To build a team, make sure that you are talking to your good customers to let them know there's something here for them, and that you're also building in a little bit of the direct approach, and you'll have no problem over time building a team. All right? Hope that was helpful for you.